Tar éis fógra bord na móna nach raibh siad chun móin a bhainte hiile. Cheadigh an rialtas muoinú do luach 108 milliún euro chun na tailte portaigh a choirú scála olmhór. Cé go mhuinigh an tír go leor leasas an obair seo, beidh sí costasach. An bhfuil bailach eile ann chun chur le muoinú na hibre seo. Lisa, this Murragoit, tell me one thing. What does Intel, like a global IT company, have to do with the bogs of Ireland?
Well, it's all about water restoration. We have a goal to achieve 100% water restoration by 2030. So we've partnered with National Parks and Wildlife. We are working with them up in the Wicklow Mountains. So why don't I take you up there? We can have a look at the bog and talk a bit more about it.
Brilliant, yeah. Off we go.
We make wafers, which are discs of silicon. They go through thousands of steps within the manufacturing process, and during some of those steps the wafer has to be washed. We actually return 87% of the water that we use on the site, but what we'd really like to do is be net positive, which means that we will be given more back than we are taking in.
But then where does the bog tie into that, this water restoration?
Well, the bog holds water, and it holds water that can be sent right back down into our watershed of high quality that can be used by everybody in the area.
Like, everybody benefits from this. If Intel gets involved with peatland restoration, there's benefits for Intel, there's benefits for the country, for the ecology.
Absolutely. I mean, when we got into this project, we were looking at water restoration. And as we talked with National Parks and Wildlife Services, we got a greater understanding of the other benefits that are there, not just for Intel. I mean, the research that's going to be done in this project will cover biodiversity and carbon storage as well. And when I look at the challenges that we're all facing, when we look at water, when we look at biodiversity and carbon, the bog is going to give all that back to us. So it's really been a gift. We just don't know it yet.
Tá Intel ag taú leis an scéim fíolótach seo, a dhéanas achóirú 60 hectar do bhratmhortaigh, leis an téirmhís náisiúnta páirceanna agus fiadhúlra ag tróirú na hibre. With this 60 hectares of bog that Intel is going to help restore, how exactly is the National Parks and Wildlife going to do that?
Basically identify areas that we actually can restore. And in those type of areas, they're typically dominated by drains. First protocol in any restoration project like this is basically to block those drains, keep the water inside, re-wet the peat, and we'll get the vegetation coming back in time. And then we'll just measure the impact.
How do you go about measuring impact?
We'll measure how the water levels change post-restoration. The other way we'll measure it is actually to measure the amount of water escaping the site. And that's what this piece of equipment is here. This is what we call a flume, and it measures how much water flows through this particular drain. And if we know how much water flows in this particular point over time, we can calculate how much water escapes the catchment and how much is stored in the catchment. And I can show you here a graph of the discharge that we're measuring here.
Yeah.
And basically what we have here is a flat line, which is basically telling me that there's no water moving through here. It rains and it increases very, very quickly. It stops raining, it goes back to being, basically zero, rains, back again. That's over a few months. So in the summertime, there's very little water moving through this bog, and that's why it's so dry and degraded. The problem we're having now in the park are fires. And because the peat is dry and it's organic, once a fire starts and it spreads, the fire is very problematic here because we're next door to Dublin. On the opposite side of this, in the winter time, when it rains, you'll actually get floods because there's no water storage in the catchment.
But like, my image of a bog is this. It's nice, lovely heather, and it's nice for bees and all, but you're saying this isn't an ideal bog.
If I see something like this, I see dry conditions. I see peat being desiccated. When I see this type of area, I know without measuring anything that it's emitting CO2. And this is probably 80–90% of the peatland landscape in Ireland. It probably emits in the order of 2 to 3 tons of CO2 per hectare per year. Wow. Well, that's probably 10%, if not more, of our national CO2 emissions.
What would this bogland look like after the project with Intel is finished?
It'll look a lot better than this. It'll be wetter, and hopefully we'll have nice sphagnum species growing on it. And I can show you an example right now. If you were here 25 years ago, this would have been a dry peatland. It would be like something we looked at earlier. Here you can see some old dams that we put in the national parks back in the 1990s. And over that space of time, either side of this dam, you can see sphagnum. coming back onto the bog. Sphagnum cleans the water. It's a natural purifier. Around 70% of all the water drank in Ireland actually comes from here, this catchment here.
From what, the Dublin-Wicklow
The
Mountains?
Dublin-Wicklow Mountains. And a lot of that blanket bog is in a bad condition, so that is very costly in the treatment. Whereas if you had a nice peatland in a good condition with lots of sphagnum, it would reduce the cost of water treatment significantly. I mean, I think it's good for someone like ourselves, a national governmental organisation, to be working with an enormous company like Intel. So I'm hoping it'll be a good pilot study for the betterment of society, business and conservation ultimately.
And are you hopeful? Like, what do you see for the future of the bogs in Ireland?
The scale of the challenge is enormous. Like, it really is enormous. I mean, I would think you'd need at least €1 billion to even start to address the peatland that's not managed by the national parks. There's still a lot of work to do. I mean, there's still a lot of peatland in Ireland that are not conserved and protected under EU legislation. That is our next challenge. It makes good sense, good economic sense, social sense and ecological sense to actually do this type of work.